Hi everyone, Sheree here. Today I'm going to be creating an A5 notebook spread in my Felicity Jane A5 notebook. I have been including a new spread in this notebook every month this year so far. So I've just been documenting things that I love, things that I enjoy, and things that I want to remember. So I'm up to my July spread, which happens to be in the middle of my notebook. So for this one, I have in mind that I want to use the packaging strip from the Annie paper pack. So I am using the Annie kit for this spread today. So this strip here that comes inside the paper pack, I always love to use this whenever I can. So I had the idea today that I'll cut it out, and I actually had two of them, but I've cut it out and I've cut the very end two sections off there, as much as I love them, because I just want a little bit of space either side of my strip. So when I put it into the notebook, you'll see that there's a little bit of space on each end, which is what I was after. So I'm going to be adding things to that strip and decorating it. I'll add some machine stitching, things like that. And I've also got some journaling printed out as well. So what I did was I ran it through my printer. I used two different sized fonts to see which one would fit best. Then I chose to use a smaller one, and I've just put a piece of tissue paper over the top, and I adhered it at the top there with some washi tape, ran it through my printer again, and that's allowed me to have my journaling printed on this tissue paper. I did decide I was going to use vellum instead of the tissue paper, but it was just a little bit too see-through against these strong colours. So I really like how the tissue paper looks against the colours underneath, so you're just able to read the journaling a little bit better. So that's why I've decided to go with the tissue paper, and I also love the texture that that's going to bring to the spread. So I've got my photo here. This is one I'm going to be using today, and I'm going to back it with this yellow journaling card from the Annie kit because I just love this yellow. And this one is about a little cafe that we stopped into this month, in July, and we had this strawberry rhubarb and custard muffin, and it was seriously the most delicious muffin I've ever had in my life. So that's what I am documenting today. So I'm thinking that'll be going over on the left hand side here. I've got other things here that I've grabbed out to use on the spread, and I did fussy cut one of the flowers from that floral paper. I'll just grab that from this floral paper. So I've just fussy cut that, and I'm going to use that as a large embellishment on the spread there. I've also got the Annie Puffy alphabet that I'm using for my title, and I've already chosen that and put it on a little piece of acetate, so that's ready to go whenever I want it. I've got one of the new breeze coloured MIDI clips. I love these, I really love the size too, and the colour is gorgeous. I've got some of the Annie die cut shapes, I've got some of the Annie sequins there, and I've also grabbed out these little felt hearts. These were from the Bailey kit quite a while ago now, but I do have 3 of them left over, and I like that the colours are going to match in very nicely. So I've got those there just in case I want to use them. And I've also got the Annie washi strips, and I'm thinking that I may add a little scallop strip on each end of that patterned piece. Okay, I think I'm ready to make a start, so I will pop you on fast forward and show you how I'm going to put this one together. Okay, so to start off with, I'm just going to tear the edges of my tissue paper journaling. So to do that, I'm using a water pen, and that just allows you to tear a really nice edge along that without it getting out of control. So it will only tear along where it's wet, and it really doesn't take long to dry either. So this will be ready to stick onto my page very shortly, but it just makes it so easy. So I'll just do that last edge now, tear that one, and there you go. Nice torn edges. So now I'm just adding my photo to that journaling card. I did print my photo to 3.5 inches tall, so it was small enough to fit just inside that journaling card. Alright, so I've just added lots of stitching to that strip, and I've added that journaling just by stitching along that top edge there, so it's hanging free down the strip. So I'm just going to cut it in half because one half will be on one page and the other half will be on the second page. And now I'm going to start decorating that first lot of patterned strips. So I'm just adding double-sided tape to the back of my photo. I do have one of those MIDI clips in the top left-hand corner of the photo. I love that it's just adding a touch of that breeze color there. And I'm also going to add that fussy cut floral to that bottom left-hand corner of the photo. Absolutely love these gorgeous flowers on that floral paper. So I'm just adding some double-sided tape there. That's going just on the left. Now I have one of those little felt hearts and they are still available in the shop and I love them. They've got the coloured stitching around the edge, just stapling that one into place. And then I've got my alphas here that say my title of So Good, and I'm going to use my tweezers just to add them down the side of my photo. So they'll be just overlapping the edge of the photo ever so slightly. So I'll go ahead and do that. So that is done, and that's the first half complete. So now I'm going to start working on this second half. Now I didn't want to add any adhesive underneath the tissue paper because I didn't want to be able to see through. So what I'm going to do is just help to secure it in place by adding one of those hearts just down in that bottom left edge. I've got a little bit of double-sided tape behind the top at the back of the heart, and I did add a staple to look like it's stapled onto the page, but it's just there for a little bit of extra texture. So by sticking the heart just onto the edge of that tissue paper, it's going to help hold it down in place. I've also got that happy ticket die cut piece that I'm going to add onto that top right hand corner, just sort of overlapping two of the strips, and I wanted it to hang over the top edge as well. And now I'm going to add another one of those smaller felt hearts to the edge of that ticket. Now on that confetti strip, you can just see there next to my journaling, I'm going to add just a few of the Annie sequins from the jar of sequins. So I've matched up the colours to what I have on the paper there. So I'm going to just glue them down with a little dab of glue. If any of them come off, I do have some glue dots that I'll put there instead, but so far they're looking good. Alright, so I'm now going to add it into my notebook, and I decided that I didn't want those staples there because it is the very middle of the notebook, so I'm just going to stick these two pages together. I did make sure that I've got enough pages left for the rest of the year, so there's no problems there. I can quite happily stick these two together and it's not going to bother me. So that way when I stick these in, I won't see those staples at the top and the bottom there. So I can quite happily go ahead and stick these in. This is where I decided I wanted to add in those washi strips, the scalloped washi strips. So I've got the turquoise colour or the breeze colour to tuck under that right hand edge. So just making sure that's in place. I did have one of my sequins come off but stuck it back down. So I'm just adding in that other side now. Making sure I had lots of double-sided tape on the back of this one because it is on the chunky side of the notebook, and I was going to add in the same color there, but it was a bit smaller than the other side. So this is where I decided to choose a different color because I do have a lot of colors happening on this page, so I thought it'd be fun to use that darker pink color up that end. So I'll go ahead and cut a strip to go on there. So you can see there now that is the washi strips done on that left hand side, and I'm just adding the date in that bottom right hand corner. So I'll give you a closer look at how this has turned out. I think this has been really fun to put together and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I have done this one. So let me know if you've got any questions, just pop it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll leave a link down below to Felicity Jane as always, and I look forward to bringing you another project very soon. So thank you so much for joining me today and bye for now.